ready. Good. Here you go. Maura, you close out the regular season at Minnesota. What do you thought? I feel like this is a little different than what we've seen some regular seasons before. Two big rivals to close out the year, St. Cloud and now obviously your biggest in Minnesota.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think it's fun. I think it keeps you honest in your play. It's been an intense month, and it only gets more intense for us here. And playing ranked opponents is, what we're going to face the rest of the season. So might as well continue it. And I think, as we've talked about over the years, we like going down to Minneapolis, see a lot of family and friends down there. So we have a fun time playing in Ritter, and we're excited about the matchup.
We kind of talked about this with St. Cloud. There's probably a good chance you could see Minnesota again 2 times in 3 weeks, or it's a possibility. Any challenges of taking on teams that you might see right away in the postseason? Or you kind of like this setup, back-to-back weeks? You talk about being in postseason mode. You're taking on teams that are battling for postseason positioning these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I haven't really thought about seeing Minnesota again, because if we do beat St. Cloud, we'd be playing most likely OSU. So Minnesota would be a ways away, and I think just focusing on this weekend with them.
I'm just so used to you guys playing Minnesota.
I know. You're not wrong. Yeah.
You guys are on a bit of a skid here against Minnesota. What has been the challenge? I know they were on their revenge tour for a bit there when you beat them at Ritter in the postseason. I would think that revenge tour would be over, but maybe it's not. What has been the challenge?
Should be our revenge tour, right? Let's hope for that. I was just watching our games from October last night, and game 1, I believe it was game 1, where we really were dominating play. We just, we had plenty of opportunities on the power play. It felt early watching it back, just seeing some of our mistakes, but also, pretty encouraging too with what we were able to do. I think we just didn't capitalize on those power plays. Felt like we had a bunch. I saw us on a 5-on-3. We had a lot of good opportunities to take advantage of that and win those games. They were both close, I believe 3-1, 3-1. So good hockey in October. They're better. We're better. I think we've learned a lot this semester, and I'm hoping that we can take advantage of the opportunities when we get them, whether it's a power play, whether it's an odd man rush, loose pucks in front of the net. It's the time of year where those have to go in. And I think our goaltending's great, and defensively we've been really good. So I'm confident on that end of things.
How confident are you guys in tight games right now? The cliche when you get down to this time of year, games are pretty tight. You played 2 as tight as they could get last weekend. How confident are you guys with the way Haley and Ev are playing right now?
Oh, yeah. I think we're confident with them, from when the puck drops. I think in ourselves, we've gained more confidence over the semester in our ability to finish out games. I thought last Friday was really important for us to maintain that 1-0 lead. I really liked the way we played in the third, the way we played when we had 5-on-6 situation. So that was significant growth right there. So I think that helps. We did something similar against Mankato a few weeks before, and got the win in close games. So we've been in a lot of them, and we've recently found more success in them. So I think we're good.
Is there a number in your head where you're like, if we can score this many goals, our goaltenders are gonna get us a win?
No, I don't. I don't think that.
I know sometimes.
Yeah.
I've heard coaches say, like, if we can get to this number,
yeah.
I wasn't sure if these two was like 1.
Yeah. Well, it feels that way, but I think that's just a dangerous way to think, because I think, especially Minnesota, they can put the puck in the net. That's a good offense over there. So you don't want to just get to 1 and hold on and put all that pressure on your defense and your goalies. We should play the game we're in and, deal with it as it comes.
Although after last Saturday, getting 1 would be a nice thing to do.
1 would be great. Hopefully we have more in our back pockets this weekend. But whatever it is, we'll be ready for it.
Minnesota has gotten, when they haven't been on their game, they've been getting ripped. I mean, Wisconsin and Ohio State, they've suffered some big losses.
If you
Are they not as strong defensively as they've been?
Well, think about who they lost. You know, who we lost. We lost Gabby. We lost Ashton. We lost Maggie. We lost Sodes. They lost Heisey. They lost Boreen. They lost Skaya. They lost some massive players in there. Zumwinkle. So, you know, the teams are going to look a little different the following year, and so I think you're going to end up with some ups and downs, and I'm sure they know this is a big weekend, and they're going to want to be at their best just like we are.
They'll be the ones that are trying to rebound.
Perhaps, yeah, from last weekend, and you know they're trying to get home ice in the NCAA tournament, and every team has their own, you know, what they're focused on. So we're trying to get into the tournament. They want to win home ice. It'll be an intense battle, I'm sure.
You have to fight the temptation to scoreboard, watch out east a little bit, because I mean, obviously you need to win games, but at the same time, it would help if you could get some help from out east.
Can't trust anybody to help. Just gotta stay focused on our games. I get a lot of input from other people. I said I don't want to hear about it. Don't tell me until that game is completed. But no, really, we have to take care of ourselves, because if good things happen out east and we don't do good things, it doesn't matter.
No text to Lou like, hey, could really use a favor tonight.
I'm not saying that's not happening, but
Keys to success, how do you add some wins to this all-time series against the Gophers?
yeah, we want to play up-tempo. You know, when we play the Gophers, traditionally it looks different than it does against some other teams in conference, which I think is fun. We're freed up a little bit. There are a lot of entry plays, back and forth, good transition. So I want to play an up-tempo style. I want to hang on to pucks. I want to work on our entry plays, get at goalies, be first to pucks off of rebounds. Just more aggressive, less calculating, more aggressive. I think we have to play more instinctual at times in games. Obviously, we want to have good structure and layers on the back end too. So while you're trying to push the tempo, it doesn't mean you get away from, you know, our structure and where we want our players to be. That's what we're looking for.
Is it beneficial to close out the regular season with such a high-tempo series like this to then take this into the playoffs?
I think so. I think the mental battles within, you know, any league are challenging no matter who you're facing. So we've been ramped up for a while, and we're just going to continue to elevate that and enjoy it. I think, you know, when you're in pressure-filled, tight games against really good teams, that's when you bring out your best. And that's what we're going to need in the playoffs. So I'd rather do that than think, oh, you know, maybe this one's going to be a W before the game starts, which we should never think, but, you know, college players sometimes can go to those places. So I think this keeps us honest, like I said, and keeps our feet to the fire.
Coach, is there an extra emphasis, you know, when I was looking at the previews and stuff for this week, you know, they're ranked #1 in the country in the power play, year 3 in penalty kills. You crushed the WCHA. Is there any emphasis on, like, the special teams part of it, knowing where they are, knowing what you have? Is that something that you could anticipate maybe games come down to, who can really just stay where they've been performing at
Special teams is so important. We spend some weeks you might not believe it, but we spend a lot of time on our special teams and special situations. You know, it was great. We worked on 3-on-3 last week. You know, when we wound up in a 3-on-3 on the weekend, hadn't been in one since I can't remember when. But 5-on-4, 5-on-3, 5-on-6, 6-on-5, all of that stuff we're working on every single week. And I think the good part about how we approach it is, who are we playing? What do they like to do? Here's what we want to do. Not, hey, we're just going to keep doing the same thing, and not really try to break down what our opponent is doing. So it's less about, I guess, the rankings, but more, yeah, special teams, you guys know. Huge at this time of year.
Basically, just that both you guys are really good in those categories.
Yeah.
And you're about to collide.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't know
Yeah.
the exact rankings there. Should be good.
Good?
Does
Thank you.
Kelly get a gold star for you getting goaltender of the week?
I did give her a thumbs up. Goalie and rookie.
She texted
season at Minnesota against one of your biggest rivals in the Gophers.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really get any better than that, especially going into playoffs. Super exciting week for more reasons than one, but definitely playing the Gophers is just like a little extra boost of energy, especially playing at Ritter. A lot of us girls are from that area, so we'll have a lot of friends and family in town too. But yeah, exciting week.
For you, that building, we talked a ton, and Coach actually hates us bringing all this stuff about you guys being from there and everything like that, but I feel like that building, at least to you and some of your classmates, has taken on some extra significance because of the playoff success you've had there and just the big games you've played there the last couple of years over your career. I wonder if you could just reflect on that part of playing at Ritter.
Yeah, Ritter's definitely a familiar place. Some of my best hockey memories have been from that rink. And when we go there, I feel like it's like half and half sometimes, like Bulldog Gopher fans. So it's always fun to play there. It's a great atmosphere, and just like the familiarity of the success that we've had in that building is something that we're looking to build on and continue.
Power play, Coach Song, you guys had a lot of opportunities last time you saw Minnesota, but that series was so early in the year, October. Where do you think the power play and just special teams in general has improved the most and grown as the season has gone along to this point now?
Yeah, I think in the beginning it was just a lot of figuring out. Like all of our units have pretty much changed entirely, so just getting comfortable in like new positions, new people on different units. But it's been nice to work on it every single week. Like Coach mentioned, we spend a lot of time, a lot of video, getting comfortable, knowing what we like what we want to do. And so just building that confidence around each other and around each unit has been huge, and it's been paying off for us in these last couple weeks especially.
So all the talk last week about that consecutive games record, and you got through the weekend. Do you now believe the jinxes aren't real?
I'm just going to take it one game at a time. I don't want to think like that.
What was that like, that moment, you get out there and then they recognize you with the crowd here on Saturday that you've broken that record? That's a heck of an accomplishment.
Yeah, it was super special. Just like I remember I was skating like back to the bench and like all my teammates were cheering and stuff. Yeah, it was definitely a special moment and one that I'll remember for a long time.
For you, what has been the key to be able to play this many games without having to sit out? And knock on wood, it continues, but what's worked for you?
Yeah, I feel like I've touched on this like in previous weeks, but I feel like most of it is just an excitement to play. Like going to the rink every single day, it's like spending so many hours here, like before like getting prepped and then after like recovering and stuff. Like I just love being in this building and I love being around my teammates, and I want to spend as much time in here as I can, and I think that's helped me be able to stay healthy and be able to stay active.
Along with that, you guys also secured another weekend in this building. What's that mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge, I think, for more reasons than one, but specifically just having the familiarity of being in AMSOIL. You know, we have all of our amenities here that we utilize over the weekend, and then also just playing in front of a home crowd is a huge advantage. I think that teams hate playing in AMSOIL just because of how much energy our crowd does bring, so it's huge for us that we have that leverage behind us.
The consecutive game thing, obviously you haven't been hurt, which really is great, but to not be hurt, you could play a dainty game and you certainly don't. So that must mean you're stronger than the teams you're playing, because you win the confrontation. Don't you think?
I love this
She
point that
wins
you're making.
that
Yeah.
one-on-one
Yeah.
and two-on-one in the corners. You come out with a puck and they come out with their legs in the air. I mean, that helps. Have you been hurt in a check that you can remember in your whole career?
No, not really. I guess I just know how to position myself. I'm not really quite sure how that happens.
But it works.
Yeah.
You enjoy that physicality along the courts.
Yeah, I do. I feel like that's more of my style of play, is I'm more of like a gritty player. I love being in those areas and I love being in those battles. And maybe that's why I've been able to stay healthy, is just because like I want to be in there and I want to go into battles and stuff. So just like having that mindset, I think helps a lot too.
It's really true that the physical part's big, but the mental part is even bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're allowing a lot more contact now, don't you think, than when you look back 4 years?
Yeah, for sure.
And that's a good thing. Your hand would be the first one to raise if they said, what do you think of us allowing body check? Would you prefer that?
To body check? I don't know if I'd prefer to body check, but I do like the physicality of the game right now. I think I'm one of the leaders in penalty minutes, so maybe not the best.
Just looking at the Gophers again, this weekend, what did you guys really learn about them from the last time you met them that you're kind of honing in on to try to pick up 2 W's this weekend?
Yeah, I think just like focusing on ourselves. Obviously, we know that they're a fast team and they try to transition super quick. So just implementing that into our game as well is going to be huge. I think that we can exploit a lot of areas that they don't tend to focus on. So we're working on that this week, and we're excited to do that.
What do you like that the Gophers bring out of you guys? I know when you play rivals, it just brings a different level mentally, physically, emotionally to the game as a whole.
Yeah, I think those games are just super fun. I mean, the intensity I feel sometimes can like ramp up a couple extra notches. So anytime that we play a rival, especially just a top 10 team in general, like it's going to bring another level of excitement throughout the whole entire week and especially on game day.
The 166, are there any games that kind of stand out to you, obviously besides the last one?
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, me and my team have played in some big games in like the classes that are under me even too. I mean, a national championship game, a regional championship game, to go to the Frozen Four games. There's been a lot of memorable ones, and each one is different and unique in its own way. But yeah, every single time I put on that Bulldog jersey, it's something special, and it's something that I'm very proud of. Thank you.